Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ROM 2064. Last time we left off, I believe, was right after Hayden's death, if I'm correct, and we are to... You command the door to stay locked. It bleeps stoically at you. Right, but we are to leave.
Ready to head out?
And head to either Tomcat's lead to Koss, whatever that is, or I believe Hayden's friend. I think we should go to Hayden's friend. Not Hayden's friend. What's his name? Dr. Fairlight's friend. Something wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wool gathering.
Wool gathering? Alright.
I see we've arrived at the Melody Flores residence. It's quite impressive. But that's to be expected, considering that she is still the majority owner of the Flower Cybernetics Group, despite retiring from day-to-day operations at the company. I wonder how she and Hayden first began working together. Sorry, back on task.
Right.
Is there anything you'd like to know before we head inside?
Didn't Yannick say he and Melody had a falling out?
He did, and I can't shine much light on that. I know that System 1 worked with Flower to help develop the first operating systems for the direct link virtual reality implants, so perhaps it happened during that time. Also, Flower eventually went with a different company for future models of the implant, but there was never any public talk of a personal falling out between the heads of the companies. I'll scrape the mesh for more rumors, but they'll only be that, rumors.
Right.
I can do my best to parse fact from fiction, but it blurs too much for me to be sure what's real.
See, that's the crazy thing though. People can make up insane lies. As evident on Reddit with its ridiculous stories. Pretty sure that's the origins of r/no sleep. Just some crazy dude with a crazy story that was apparently really believable. At least that's what I recall. Anyways, give me a rundown of. We don't really need that, do we? You know why not? Give me a rundown of Flower Cybernetics.
Flower Cybernetics was established in the early 2000s by Melody's mother, Antonella. It started out developing cutting-edge medical tech, including advanced prosthesis and nanoparticle diagnostic and treatment technologies.
Alright, a bunch
They
of
were
words I don't
vastly
understand.
successful when they perfected the first synthetic nerve mesh, allowing direct connection and control between the nervous system and a cybernetic prosthesis.
That sounds kind of
The
interesting,
majority
if
of
I
their early
knew what it
projects
is.
were defense technologies for the American military. Developing
Defense
ruggedized
technologies?
military prosthesis for use on injured soldiers, and then eventually electively for special forces. This research line culminated in the development of brain-controlled androids as shock troops, long since barred by international law. Melody took over the company from her aging mother, and she fought against developing further military hardware from that point on. She pushed the company to use the BCA technology for the company's original goals of medical advancement, as well as developing the first direct link virtual reality implants. The company is largely successful on a global scale, despite continued legislative movement against extensive cybernetic use, especially brain implants.
Oh, well, what can you tell me about Melody?
Not a whole lot. She's largely private, in contrast to her mother's penchant for courting a media circus. Several biographies of former Flower executives show her as intensely passionate about demilitarizing the company to the point of absolute viciousness in the boardroom.
Jesus.
But it's been a long time since her days of fighting for the company, and she's since stepped away from the helm. There's talk that she's lost her spine in her old age, but... well, I'd take that with a grain of salt. She may have
Okay.
retreated from the corporate battlefield, but you don't change the entire direction of a company as large as Flower if you're a quitter.
That
Stay on
definitely
your
makes sense,
toes.
yeah. Well, let's go ahead and head in.
No time like the present then.
Let's look at the window. Windows line the front of the house and broadcast hints of an expertly designed den inside. Let's touch it. The anguished cry of the window cleaner below bellows in your soul as you smudge one of the panels. Jesus. The windows try their best to produce deep, meaningful lyrics, but the effort is transparent. Nice wordplay, or pun.
These evergreens are perfectly sculpted. Be careful not to wreck the mold if you touch.
Oh, they're sculpted? That's interesting.
These tall shrubs could line the estate of a...
Let's use a pistol on it. The plant takes the volts like a champ, resolute and green in the face of the pistol's range. Oh, rage. This place is so rich and old-fashioned, it wouldn't be surprising if they really did still have a milk delivery person. We could just open the door, but that'd be rude. So, how about we ring the doorbell? What the? Is that a fucking bear? I don't even want to know. What the?
We meant no disrespect.
Oh, uh-oh. Oh, well, it's happening.
Your guess is as good as mine. Mine says we can go in.
I mean, he did leave the door
Really?
open. Out of courtesy, I should talk to it. You can't use a speaker without ringing the bell. This looks like a buzzer for an apartment complex. She needs one of these just for one house. Jesus, well, let's ring it
The
again.
door's open. No need to ring the bell.
Okay, fine. I want it to be nice.
Oh, wow. Swanky.
Swanky?
What? I have been trying to increase my usage of colloquialisms.
What in the world is that? That was the same. That was the exact reaction I had in my brain. Just swanky. What?
Is swanky too out of date?
I have never heard of that, so maybe.
It's certainly before my time.
Oh, okay, well.
Oh, Ms. Flores! Excuse us for the intrusion. My name is Turing.
Oh, I know who you are.
Uh-oh. I have a feeling I'm not gonna like her. Maybe not.
I can explain. I know you don't like Dr. Fairlight very much, but I assure you there's a situation.
Fairlight? I didn't realize Hayden's research had become a charity case.
Oh,
Though I suppose little boy Yannick will throw money at anything that raises his profile on the mesh.
so there really is beef between
You
them.
know Hayden? Also, we actually only just met Dr. Fairlight yesterday.
Oh, that's too bad. Now Pat won't have to eat you.
Oh.
What?
So his name is Pat, alright.
Though I'm not sure your gears would have been good for his digestion.
Actually, madam, I'm not comprised of gears.
Well, either way, he's on a diet.
Okay, a bear on a diet. Interesting. He's happy about it too.
This philosophy is how I lead my life. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear, well, he eats you. Do you understand?
Not really.
Yeah, no.
Look, I don't have all day to entertain you, Turing, nor your new friend. Not even for Hayden. You don't have time to waste if you're going to find him either.
Right.
Uh, a large climate-controlled globe tower is in the lounge. It has some lively in-season plants inside. Listen to it. The plants are listening to an ambient trance playlist on a platform called Rudy. Touch it. The planter box looks impossible to open, but rubbing the outside does produce a nice squeaky plastic on furniture sound. Alright. Gardening ROM. A Malcolm model ROM is tending to the garden. Teapot. A thin string of steam escapes the delicate spout. Let's talk to it. The teapot itself is busy, but the computerized pot holder takes note of your requested temperature change. The biggest strawberries you have ever seen are assembled in a china bowl on the coffee table. Let's use a brochure on it. If ever there was a case to be made for pure naturalism, this bowl of modified strawberries would be it. Let's use the gun on it. These strawberries have been modified to resist electrocution to protect growth in the face of storms. Why? Why does it need that? The plants are shocked. Alright. Not in an actually electrified way, just surprised that you would pull something like that on them. That's a cat? The most regal looking robotic cat in the world sits prim and proper on the fainting chair. Let's give it milk. If this cat had the ability to drink from a saucer of soured milk, it would become the single most spoiled entity to ever exist. Let's pet it. You give the cat a pet. The name on her collar says Lily. Alright, well now that we know it's Lily, let's talk to it. It looks remarkably bored at all attempts at conversation. Let's talk to Pat. So, grr and stuff. Let's show it our ID. Did Pat just nicker at your DMV photo? Hard to tell with his butler politeness. Don't feed the bears. Whoa, that little helmet he wears is constantly translating the TV into growls and grunts into his ears so he can understand. Oh. Uh-oh. Business card.
Don't let him eat it.
Don't let him eat it. Let's give him this instead. Will he eat this? Don't be fooled by the veneer of courtesy. Pat is a bear with brain implants and probably knows exactly what this is. Guessing he wouldn't appreciate this propaganda. Room control monitor is fixed onto the back wall of the room. The temperature is set so low it's freezing. It's old, but it's not in need of a defibrillator. Only Madame Flores and a team of techno-archaeologists could figure out how to make this fossil run. Like the high stakes of... Oh, it's extremely delicate. This background program researches the Fairlight family history. Huh, Fairlight's great uncle on his mother's side was a chef for the second Clinton administration. Neat. Alright, well, we've wasted enough time. Let's talk to her.
If you were one of Fairlight's worker bees, you wouldn't have made it through the door. So why are you here to badger me about poor Hayden?
You have me at a disadvantage, Ms. Flores. You seem far ahead of us on this matter.
Just call me Melody, darling. And of course. But I'll share a secret or two with you.
I have so many questions. Do you know what's happened to Hayden?
I wish I didn't. Maybe you don't want to either.
Please, Melody, any information you might have. We haven't had access to any of his research notes and couldn't track down any collaborators he may have been working with. Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive.
Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that beyond the usual corporate infighting. Not that Parallax is known for that, of course. We had been catching up recently, and he mentioned feelings of being watched. He started to worry he had been discussing your development with the wrong people. when he stopped returning my calls, and now that you've shown up with a total stranger, it becomes clear what happened.
Well, that's a reasonable
I see.
guess.
Can you tell us anything else about his disappearance?
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I've
Shit.
been long enough to know what's coincidence and what isn't.
We were hoping you might be able to shine some light on my origins. Fairlight mentioned that you had worked with Hayden in the past.
I see Hayden didn't neglect curiosity in your personality makeup. Well, you and I haven't properly met, but considering how often Hayden badgered me for design schematics of Flower's latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt?
What?
We'll go with that. I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot.
I'm touched, Melody.
Well then, I'm willing to answer your questions. For now.
For now. How'd you help Hayden with Turing?
Indeed, I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden's research into machine sapience.
Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapiens. At least not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but it's best you know the truth. Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix.
Oh. Oh, no. Oh.
You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Oh, I didn't realize.
How would Turing's development help with digitizing the human mind?
The concept of transferring the human mind into a computer has been an attractive goal for decades. Functional immortality is a powerful lure. The brain is an immensely complicated machine, and even though we know the right buttons to push to make pictures show up, we still can't replicate the entire thing as a technological construct. Even with the virtual reality implants, we're really just relying on the brain's ability to make sense of nonsensical signals.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Kinda.
So Hayden decided the best way to make a machine more like the human brain would be to work in the opposite direction. Instead of mimicking how the human brain worked, he started writing code that mimicked the functioning of the human mind.
Huh.
Think of it like convergent evolution. Two species adapt in similar ways, but on completely different continents. Hayden is a crack programmer when it comes to information collating. It's why Parallax hired him when they did. So he wrote a bunch of self-modifying learning algorithms that were, frankly, baffling and let them loose. Poke and prod them here and there to make sure they value the same things humans do. And we eventually end up with you, Turing.
Interesting. Hayden never revealed any of this to me.
I imagine he's pretty tight-lipped. You were the first prototype he considered a real success, and he was afraid of contaminating your development before he had a chance to make good observations.
Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development?
I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in Turing, even if he is just a step to further research. In fact, he was preparing to publish his findings involving Turing, and I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community.
Yeah, no shit. Jesus. Sentient machine.
See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock.
I I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology.
Exactly. You're not off the shelf, but you're still just a souped-up ROM, more or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work. Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. Much like how you function.
I suppose that is correct. Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amounts of my processing power. Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such a demanding specialized task?
Sure, there's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind in existing technology, it means we can start the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software. Frankly, I'm not terribly interested in living forever, but there's more than enough people who are.
Yeah, like, immortality is just, I don't know, it's something that's always been debated about. And I frankly, I don't find immortality appealing, you know? Can you elaborate on your involvement?
If you can even call it involvement. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector, you are never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When he started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants.
Demanded?
Cheeky, but it was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here. I couldn't care less about Flowers' patents anymore, so I gave him what he wanted, just to see what he would do. I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be, but don't tell him that.
If we could.
Don't worry. I won't.
Oh, that was a compliment, dear.
Thank you for this, Melody. I understand so little of my origins.
Well, I'm sorry I don't know more of the specifics. Hayden kept me up to date on his progress, but only in the vaguest of ways. If you can hunt down his notes, I'm sure they'll tell you more.
Maybe that data cache thingy that we got
Of
might tell us more.
We'll keep looking. Now, perhaps we could ask some other questions?
Sure.
What's the story between you and Fairlight? I want to hear this.
Oh, hell, that old bastard and I have been flashing daggers at each other for the better part of 20 years. I contracted out the software development for our first-gen direct-link VR neural implants to System 1. Things were going great, but after the first models sold like gangbusters, Yannick tried to get into bed with me, literally.
Oh, so it's one of
I turned
those.
him down, very politely, I might add, and then suddenly all of the cooperation between our companies dried up.
Yep. That's makes sense now why she hates him. Jesus.
We've been at it back and forth ever since. I'd be damned careful about trusting him if I were you. He's a snake, and he'll do anything he can to get what he wants. Still, I suppose if he tried again now, I might not turn him down.
Alright then.
It would be fun to needle him about me still having my own company when he doesn't have his.
Jesus. I think that's everything we need to know.
Good. I can get back to my retirement.
Yep, you do that, madam.
Thank you for your time, Melody. We'll be in touch later.
Oh, one more piece of information for you, if you'd like it. I've got the contact info for a Vincent Mensa, who I think might be of help to you. Vincent was working more closely with Hayden inside Parallax, mostly on his company-approved research on data collating algorithms for the mesh. I'll send him a message and ask him to meet you somewhere. He owes me a favor anyway, and might be able to give you some more information on anything else Hayden may have been working on.
That would be fantastic, Melody. Perhaps Golden Gate Park?
Be careful, Turing. I don't like Fairlight's stench all over this scenario. Don't show him too many of your cards.
Right.
Cards? This euphemism is unfamiliar to me.
Don't tell him anything if you can. Fairlight is more dangerous the more he's informed.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Wish us luck.
Aunt Melody, alright. We should save so that we don't waste too much time on this. Alright, I'm done. Jesus. Let's leave. Bear statue? Let's talk to it. Hey baby, what's your what? You can't take it, not a marble, nor the gilded monuments. Small scale bear statues guard the entrance to the mansion. Let's listen to it. The statue's head is too big to fit them on. No sweet jams for this bear. No one's able. You prefer to only converse with revolving doors. I really hope we could have taken that look at this lead instead. Shit. Alright. Try the other plant. Well, we can't use milk on that one either. Nor can we that one. Alright. Well, we can't take on this lead anymore. Guess let's go to Golden Gate Park. You've never seen this person and they appear to be waiting for somebody. Perhaps this is who you're supposed to meet? Oh, he's still here, poor thing. And so is Alfie. Alright, well, let's go talk to the guy. Also, I'm just wasting water over there.
Can I help you? I don't really have time to talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Are you Vincent Mensa? We're here for a meeting on behalf of Melody Flores.
Oh, good. You're Melody's people. Do you have everything that I asked for?
Everything that— what?
There must be some miscommunication. Melody said that you would be able to provide us with some information about Hayden Weber's projects within Parallax. He has gone missing, and any information we get may be useful.
Damn that old woman.
What?
We had a deal. She promised me, and I'm not giving up anything until I get what I need.
This voice actor doesn't sound that convincing, I'm not gonna lie. It's kinda It's serviceable, but I don't know, there's just something off about it.
I already know Hayden is missing. Why else would I be willing to sell corporate secrets to Flower? This was my chance to get out of the city.
What?
Instead, she sends the two of you, hat in hand with nothing. I'm assuming you're Hayden's little pet AI?
Insulting, but accurate.
Look, I'm sorry to come off callous. I do want to help. Hayden was a colleague and a friend, and I want to know he's okay. But I also need help getting the hell out of Neo SF, and now. My info is my leverage, and it's not for free. I'll just have to find another buyer. Maybe after I make another deal, I'll be able to pass it to you.
Perhaps we could assist you? My friend here is a terrific journalist. Being skilled at hunting down people and information is part of the job.
I don't know. Look, I need 100,000 credits, an
What the-
untraceable car, and a fake passport for me and my wife, Francesca. If you can get me all that, I'll give you anything you want. Hayden's research notes, what I know about Parallax,
So he
my
has the
company
notes.
security credentials, whatever. If you're really sure journals can come up with that kind of stuff in one day.
In one day, I don't know.
Might?
You mind answering some other questions first?
Dear God, I'm doomed.
Melody only gave us a rough sketch of what you need. The more you can tell us about the situation, the sooner we can fulfill your request.
Sure, as long as it isn't the juicy stuff.
Why are you so adamant about getting on a Neo SF?
Because Parallax is rotting from the inside out. Hayden going missing is the last straw, and it's a big-ass straw. There is... how do I put this without giving it away? There's a new project about to roll out, and it's going to change everything about how Parallax does their business worldwide. Since the launch of the MeshNet, we've had some board shakeups, and the people at the top are different from the ones who've previously run the company. The altruism the company displayed in the past is gone. They're harder, more ruthless, and more concerned with profits and power than ever before. Not just richest company in the valley power either. Real power. My guess? Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to do something that would... If they're willing to get rid of the brightest mind on their payroll, what's to stop them from getting rid of me? There's a half dozen people who could do my job. So I'm getting out before I accidentally step on the wrong person's toes and end up at the bottom of the bay.
Right, so it would make sense that Parallax will be after his ass.
Nothing concrete. I probably wouldn't have noticed anything out of the ordinary. I mean, Hayden goes out for a couple days all the time, right? Conferences and guest teaching. He doesn't exactly share his itinerary with me. I tried asking around and no one will say anything. If he had jumped ship, went to a different company, it would be the talk of the week at the water coolers. Instead, dead silence. Thankfully, he allowed me to keep backups of most of his work, simply because I cross-referenced it so much. He didn't like having it all in one place anyway. Bring me what I asked for, and I'll tell you more.
So this is the tech route, huh?
I'm the head applications engineer for their data analysis division. Or maybe...
I think I'd be more
was.
interested in
That's what I
the
should be saying.
media route.
If Hayden is the big brain who comes up with the math that runs the search algorithms, I'm the guy who figures out how to collect and apply the data that we get. We've worked pretty closely for years, but he's head and shoulders above me as far as theory goes. Hayden built a fully independent machine intelligence in his spare time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash myself here. I'm a good software engineer, probably one of the best. But machine intelligence? In a form factor like yours? Now that blows my mind. We've got full immersion, virtual reality, yet most people would still call you science fiction.
If you say so.
Thank you, we'll go get those things for you.
Sure. I guess I can stick around here for a while. I need to make some calls anyway. If you do manage to get what I need, bring it here today and you'll get anything you want.
Today.
Forwarding photos and info for the passports to touring now.
Right.
And I really hope you can do this. I'd rather give it to you than some other corporation anyway. See you soon.
I'm not quite sure where to get fake passports or an untraceable car. The only shady folks we know are those punks who vandalized Hayden's apartment.
Oh
I doubt
gosh.
they could point us in the right direction. but a long shot is better than no shot. They might agree to help us in repayment for the damage done to the apartment. They seemed remorseful. We should check Market Street for them, in case they regularly hang out there. As for the rest, perhaps Dr. Fairlight or Melody could spot us the credits. That certainly is no small amount, but is unlikely to cause much consternation for either of them, assuming they are as dedicated to helping as they claim. Melody is assumably home as usual, and Fairlight did let us know he'd be at the hospital. We could ask either of them for assistance. Up to you to decide which would be a better course of action.
Right. This is where it gets fucking complicated and shit, right? So I'm gonna make sure that I save scum because I don't know, I just like save scumming. I don't like making bad decisions, but at the end of the day, when I do, I don't really try to correct them anyways. Alright. Well, let's look for those punks first, and we can talk to Melody and stuff. He's still here?
Welcome back! Care to take another pamphlet or two?
No. Why are you out here all alone?
Ah, the cold weather has made organising demonstrations a bit difficult, to say the least. But I refuse to relent in our mission. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, I will not rest until I stop these abominations from undoing God's almighty work.
How far back would you like humanity to go?
That is the greatest misconception of our group. They would have you believe that we'd rather go back to the Dark Ages. Oh sure, the human revolution wants people to go back to washing clothes by hand down by the river, right? We'll all go back to playing with sticks, yes? We do not advocate for a reversal of all technology. That would be ludicrous. We merely want severe limitations on genetic enhancements and a focus on medicinal practice beyond gene therapy. That would include an outlawing of cosmetic gene therapy, yes, people parading around in fur and scales as proud abominations. We need the government to protect these patients from themselves.
Well,
Great!
I don't want to
Dude,
waste
Forgive
time
me
with
if
him.
I'm wrong, but doesn't most of the meshnet speak critically of your organization?
oh, that's cute. The robot wants to join in the discussion now. Yes, this is true, though historically most revolutionaries are unpopular when they're in the middle of the fight. I sleep comfortably knowing that history will be on my side.
Not gonna lie, you really haven't convinced me, yeah.
Ah, I suppose I have come to expect that. Never mind. Write what you wish. When the city falls, and we have a raccoon as mayor, remember that all of you thought we were loonies.
Thanks for the interview, I'll let you know if I need anything else.
Oh, please do. Have a lovely day now. And remember, God designed you perfectly just the way you are.
Right. I don't think I want to visit the coffee shop. I have a feeling that that lady's gonna be really mad at me. It's a brick. Let's take it. A loosened brick wobbles as you palm the wall. Fucking. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna use the mouse. It's a wave shelter so Muni riders can keep out of the rain. What the hell are Muni rider? Next bus. Bus on fire. Jesus.
Oh crap! It's that reporter in the bot again! Cheese it, Ollie!
Hold on a moment. We're just here to ask the two of you for a favor. You don't need to run again.
I knew you didn't have the guts to mess with me!
Bruh.
Guts?
And why would we want to help you?
We did trash that apartment, Chad.
Yeah? So?
We also didn't report you to the police for it.
Yeah? So?
And they still could.
Oh. Alright, well, spill it then. I ain't got all day. Can't you see me and Oliver are busy?
Yes, busy waiting for a bus that's on fire.
We need some assistance with some illicit activity that, statistically, individuals in your age bracket are likely to have experience with.
Oh, so this is one of those things where you need a streetwise kid to show you the ropes. So, what's the thread? B&E? War driving? Copyright infringement? Surge bombing?
No?
Is search bombing actually illegal?
It's against the terms of service, so probably, at least in California.
We need to buy some fake IDs today if possible.
Oh, that's nothing. If you can pay.
How much we
Ollie can
talking?
whip up a couple that'll work good enough to get you past a bouncer or a cop doing sniff tests. He's a wizard with a printer and a lifted wallet.
It's more complicated than that.
Yeah.
We need falsified passports that can get 2 people past the border safely.
Oh, yeah, I don't think Ollie can do that. Can you?
Not without equipment a lot more expensive and illegal than what I already have.
What about that guy who got at least that unrestricted mesh card when she was on probation?
That's not really the same thing, Chad. But it wouldn't hurt to give him a call.
Alright, we might have a lead.
Give me a few minutes. This guy is pretty sketchy, very cloak and dagger. I'll have to play middleman.
Excellent. I'll forward you the relevant documents and photos.
Oh man, now I'm starting to feel left out. Ollie gets to show off all his cool connections. You sure you don't need someone's head kicked in a little? That's my area of expertise in our little duo.
I mean, unless you can beat
Well,
up security
that
guards.
and petty larceny.
We might have something that will suit your skill set. Let's just get the passports first, if you can stay calm for that long.
You sure yap a lot more than any of the ROMs I've ever owned. What's the deal? You install some new conversation routines Ollie ain't had the chance to nerd out about yet? Well, they're top notch. Very bleeding edge.
I don't run traditional ROM VI personality software. I am, in fact, the first fully sapient machine
No, oh
intelligence.
no.
Well, at least that I know about.
He's spilling
Which
the
means
beans.
what exactly? In English.
It means he's a person, Chad, not a toy. Now keep it down. I'm still on the phone.
Oops. And yes, what he said.
Well, that's awesome. You ain't so bad. For a tin can.
Well,
Tin can? Really? I'm composed almost entirely out of plasteel and silica. Has no one come up with better insults for robots since the turn of the century?
nope, not at all apparently.
ROMs have been out for almost 2 decades.
Yeah, that's a good point. Give me a sec. I'm pretty good at name calling too.
Oh no, I'm sorry I brought it up.
Here we
Hold
go.
on a second. Underclocked? Oh, BitBrain!
Don't hurt yourself, Chad.
I'll get back to you, Bubblehead.
Okay, I talked to the guy.
Well, he
He
seems
said he'll
happy.
do it, but he only works in trade. A couple of passports are gonna run us... one signed poster for Magical Commander Yukino? Yukino at the Gates to the Deep?
What?
Course. It's always that Japanese crap.
It's not my fault they make the best VR dramas. Maybe you can do better?
Probably.
Anyway, where can we get a poster like that?
I'm not sure. Probably nearby. I've done switches with this guy before.
Oh
And
no.
he never asks for something that'll take too
Oh
long
no,
to
we're gonna
get.
have to talk to that coffee shop lady, don't we?
My guess is he's a local that uses people like us as a way to nab something he's had his eye on. We'll help you look for it.
Oh shit, alright. Ah, here we go. Alright, well, let's go to the Hassie bar.
Oh, there it is! I knew I saw a poster for Magical Commander Yukino somewhere around
Is
here.
that Dana? From
Should've
Valhalla?
remembered Ramona had one.
You know this lady?
Sure. We talk sometimes when I'm getting our drinks. You're usually too busy provoking people to notice.
You call it provoking. I call it spontaneous enthusiasm for healthy rivalry.
There's a bit of a line. We'll have to wait a few minutes before we can talk to her.
Well, I want to talk to Dana meanwhile.
We could just do a smash and grab. Simple and effective.
No, I would rather not do
We
that.
can't do that! She knows who we are!
Us too.
This is the most boring felony I've ever been an accessory to.
Look, we'll just stand in line.
Like a bunch of clumps? Er, chumps? What is
Clumps.
the big picture anyway, Blue Bomber?
I'm not sure it's wise to spread it around, Chad. For either of us, the less you know, the less reason anyone has to bother you.
Screw that, Static. I'm not heading to juvie not knowing what for. Spill the beans, or I'll spill them for you.
Your persistence is already legendary, Chad. Fine. If you really must know, we are going to trade the passports for some information regarding the disappearance of my creator. His apartment was the one you trashed.
Oh shit, that Hayden dude is your dad? And they snatched him? Oh, that's so messed up.
Well, Dad after a fashion. He raised me.
Man, I hope you find the dudes that took him. I hope he's okay.
Right.
It seems very unlikely.
Yep.
Oh man, I
Fuck.
don't know what to say, you know? I mean, I still have my dad, but he's never really been around. Too busy trying to save the world from itself. Even now, he's over there standing in front of that damn clinic.
That's his dad? No wonder why he turned out like this. Jesus.
And I thought I could find a way to make him... Whatever. I might as well nuke that drive. It ain't gonna sink.
I think I understand what you mean, Chad.
Hell yeah! Dudes gotta stick together, you know?
Dudes?
What?
Don't matter if you're a robot or what. We all got the same shit to deal with. Gotta grab destiny by the horns and make your own mark.
From the mouth of babes.
Hey, won't fault you on good taste, but watch that whole babe thing. I'm taken, and I don't need no game being spit my way.
Oh, alright.
That's not... Never mind.
No, Dana's gone!
The line has finally cleared up. Let's go talk to her.
No, I really wanted to talk to Dana. Where'd she go? Alright, hold up. Hold the fuck up. I have to talk to Dana. We had a previous save right there. Alright, alright, alright. Load. talk to Dana.
Hey!
Oh, never mind.
I told you jerks not to break. Those protesters are gone, but I'm still not gonna have any customers with it freeze. This Hessy hot cup is the perfect.
I guess it ain't so bad after all.
Snow out of nowhere? I guess I'll wait it out in here.
Wow, look at it out there. So magical.
Don't think I've forgiven you. I better go get some Hessy hot cups going.
Well, all's well that ends well. I'll check the mesh for common issues with the mode selector on the 6703 ROM unit. I'm certain she'll be able to get it turned off after the customer rush.
It is Dana! Right, she is into wrestling. Where's the booze at? This is a Hassy bar. But yeah, okay. What the heck is Hassy anyways? I have such a massive cravings for something else right now. What is that? Yeah, hold up. I'm gonna take a picture of this so I can... Alright, that's interesting. Because I don't remember those being an ingredient for anything in Valhalla. Well, regardless, let's go back to where we were. I can just use the mouse.
Well, if it isn't the luckiest jerk I've ever seen in my life.
Shit.
I had to schedule a specialist to come fix my ROM, and you better hope they can. Oh well, all's well that ends well. I underestimated how much people would appreciate an early Christmas.
Nope.
Anyway. Hey, Allie.
Salutations, Ramona.
Oh, I hate how I have to wait for the animation to finish
What can I do
playing.
for you all?
Ahem.
Oh, this is my friend, Chad.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
We
Does
were
Chad have a
hoping
crush on
you
him?
Might be able to give us your assistance, Ms. Rogers.
We want to make a trade for that magical Commander Yukino poster over there. It's necessary for us to get some pretty important information.
No way. Not happening.
Fuck.
Nuh-uh. Yukino is off limits.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna negotiate. This is literally a matter of life and death.
How does life and death depend on a nerdy poster? Look, I don't even care. That poster was signed by Takeko herself. It's one of a kind, and I'm not giving it up.
I'd rather not drag you any further into this than necessary, but I promise that we're not overstating it. This is a dire situation, and people have already died.
Jeez. Look, whatever you're doing sounds sketch as hell. I and Magical Commander Yukino herself want no part in it. I don't even see how the poster can help.
Man, you nerds sure do love your cheap crap from the net.
Cheap crap! I'll have you know that poster is worth hundreds of credits. Maybe more. Takeko passed away years ago, so there aren't any more of them getting signed. It's special.
Sure it is.
He doesn't get it. He's not in the fandom.
Thankfully.
We can get you another. It'll only take a few days.
It's not just a poster. It was a gift from someone. Someone I care about, okay? Besides, you can't get another one. Takeko passed away a few years ago.
Perhaps there's something else that would make a suitable trade?
You aren't hearing me, are you? It has sentimental value. You can't replace that. Look, you'll just have to order something off the mesh, because you can't have this one.
Oh, we don't have time. This lead will dry up by then.
Keep me out of this.
This isn't a joke. Or... yeah.
Okay, enough. How about this for a trade? I have an original keyframe cell from Pretty Champion Sailor Sirius, signed by Takeko at home.
Whoa! You have a signed Sailor Sirius cell? That's super rare! They stopped doing keyframes by hand right around the time of her death.
You can't be serious, Ollie! You have that thing framed on your wall! And you wouldn't shut up about it for a week after you got it!
This is important, Chad. You can't say you wouldn't do the same thing if someone had your dad. Think about Turing. I can't ask Ramona to give up something important to her if I'm not willing to do the same.
Maybe.
Look, okay, I don't know what's going on, but you can't give me that cell for the poster.
But we need...
Yeah, you'll get the poster. Whatever you're doing, it must be really important if you'd be willing to give that up. Do you have something more equal to trade, Ollie?
A couple of things, maybe.
We'll talk about it then. Maybe you can find me another one, too. Go ahead and take the poster.
Oh, well, she's nice enough.
Thank you, Ramona.
Yes! I can't tell you how much it means to us, Ms. Rogers.
Sure. And, you think I could see that cell sometime, Ollie?
Of course! I'll bring it over when we talk about the trade.
So cool!
Alright, well, we got that
I don't like
poster.
the way she was flirting with you, Ollie.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
I know flirting when I see it, and I'm saying I don't like it. Not one bit.
We just talk about old anime sometimes, Chad. Neither of us are interested in the other.
Sure.
Well, we have the poster now. What's next?
Go ahead and call this number, Turing. He'll want to set up the drop with you, now that I've introduced you to him.
Sure. Change the subject.
I'll call him right now then. It's ringing.
Yes, that is what a phone does.
You the ones looking for some papers?
We are.
He's at
and
the
we
bar?
have the requested payment with us.
Good. We're gonna do this real professional-like. You know Stardust?
I do.
Head there. Leave the poster behind the Megaphobator arcade cabinet, and get out. Come back 10 minutes later, and your stuff will be behind the machine.
I understand.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Well, that was very mysterious.
Yeah, that's how this guy is. I don't even know his name, and I've been getting things from him for a few years now.
Who cares? Let him play Spy Master if he wants. Let's hurry up to Stardust and get this over with. I've wasted enough of my day with this crap.
Right, and you know what? Oh, wrong button. I'm just gonna... I'd be better off with the mouse, to be perfectly honest.
Go inside to make the drop. We'll wait out here.
Yeah. Don't want to get our IDs taken.
I suppose I should feign surprise.
Hey, it's a pretty cool set. Even if it is like 1,000,000 years old.
They don't really care about the IDs unless you try to hit the bar.
Found that one out the hard way.
We would have been fine if you hadn't taken a swing at the bouncer.
Oh,
So I like the hard way.
We'll be right back, gentlemen. Try not to set the building on fire while we're gone.
right.
Welcome.
Shut the hell up.
Start.
Oh, Broke is back. Let's talk to her.
I'm ashamed to say I've gone on a few
Oh,
assy
that's a
spike
him.
benders in my time.
Shit. Looks like the Jess, actually.
Oh, look. It's my favorite human and the mechanical sidekick. I'm caught up in something at the moment. Chances are we'll cross paths again.
Delete the poster there.
Well, that should do it. That was an awful lot of fuss over a poster.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the appeal of merchandise like this. I keep my important possessions on my data drive.
Oh, and I got you an official Bob Ross painting set for your birthday.
You did? Wait. No, you're being facetious.
What?
I haven't even told you when my birthday is, and it isn't for months. Still, your point is made. I should not be snobbish about other people's interests. Maybe I'll give Magical Commander Yukino a try when we get some downtime. But that's enough navel-gazing. Let's head back outside so our benefactor can make the trade.
Right, but before we do that, I'm gonna try to beat this goddamn thing. Alright. Okay, well, it's a lot harder to play on keyboard. Figured that out the hard way. Shit, I missed a shot. Alright. Fuck. We don't have the health. Did we beat it? What the fuck?
Ah! That was so terrifying. However, I believe you beat it.
Hey, well, I did it.
A high score for sure. Those ghosts will think twice before messing with you again. Good thing, too.
Well, I think I got lucky, not gonna lie. First try. Hey, it's a bouncer.
No VIP access today.
Let's talk to Majid.
Hey, friends. What can we...
Like a drink.
What are you having? Coming right up. I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it is. He's better with the weird kind of stuff people ask for these days. Some of these cocktails make me need a spa day.
Ooh.
Sorry about stealing your thunder. This one is...
Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Here you go.
Like the little connection that Valhalla and this got. So Dana was in San Francisco.
Y'all do the deal?
Yep.
How did it go?
We left the poster behind the cabinet. Now we just need to wait for the switch.
I've never had to wait more than 5 minutes or so before. It shouldn't take long.
Ah.
I wonder how he knows the drop happened and gets to it so fast.
Don't
This is
matter.
inside the
This
bar?
guy's a solid feed, even if he likes to mess around.
What do you need these passports for anyway? You said to trade for information, but what's the full story?
Without going into too much detail, our informant needs to get out of Neo SF unnoticed. The passports are one part of that. We also need to obtain an untraceable car. I don't suppose the two of you could help with that?
No way, dude! Grand Theft Auto is a felony with a capital F! Besides, getting an untraceable car ain't in the same league as a piece of plastic that'll fool a hand scanner.
Chad's right.
Oh my god.
Of course I'm right.
The city's traffic management system keeps track of all vehicles passively, even if you manage to circumvent their firmware and keep them from actively reporting to the network. You have to spoof the car as something permitted to be invisible for the CTOS to ignore it.
I don't want to mess with boosting cars anyway. The junks run that racket in Neo SF, and they don't play nice.
Especially with the HR.
Well, thank you either way. You've both done us a huge favor. Call it even for the apartment.
Yeah, Blue. No hard feelings. You give us a call if you need anything else, long as it'll help you find your pops.
We should get going, though. We were supposed to be home hours ago.
My dad won't notice, but Ollie's will flip. You take care. Don't get derezzed.
See ya.
Goodbye.
All
Let's
right.
finish the trade inside.
Welcome.
Shut up, bouncer. All these posters, I feel like one of these guys are the one doing the trade. I don't know. It's either Gus or Majid, and I feel like it's Gus than anything.
Hey, no custom control.
Wait, how the hell did we get over there? Wait, what? Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't like the ghosts either, but... Here the passports are. Just... Now we need to find a car. Jess is right over there. Perhaps she may know someone who can lend a hand.
I guess we could try.
Well, prepare yourself.
Right.
If Jess is the worst thing we have to face down this week, I'll consider us lucky.
Right, but what the...
Hey, no custom controllers.
Alright. Well, there's a glitch. Well, it's not interesting anyways. It is empty after all. Alright, well, I guess we have to talk to Jess. Here we go.
Did you find your guy? Or wait, let me guess. There's something else you need from me.
Yes.
Well, you haven't been terrible to deal with so far, so I'm willing to hear you out. Barely.
We need access to an untraceable car. An informant of ours needs to get out of the city without attracting the attention of Parallax, and is offering valuable information to us in exchange.
Seriously? Jesus, what kind of shit is in your life anyway? Actually, don't answer that. I don't want to be legally liable. I'm not sure why you think just because I defend a few folks in the rougher parts of the city that I would have that kind of connection. And even if one of my clients did run a carjacking business, it's not like society is clamoring to give hybrids legal jobs. Regardless, I'm not going to be an accessory to a felony, or let one of my clients be either. I won't go down that path. I I wouldn't know where to start anyway.
I'm not gonna be a dick to her. Is there any possible way you can give us any kind of lead at all?
I know we're reaching, but this is important.
You just don't quit, do you? Okay, let me think. This might be a long shot, but you could try asking Majid. There are rumors he may have been involved in some shady stuff way back in the day. He'll probably be reluctant to talk about it, but there's a free lead for you. Get me another drink in exchange, will ya? Later.
Huh. That went better than expected. I wonder if my charm is starting to pay off for us. Oh, you performed admirably as well. Onward with...
Alright. I didn't piss her off. I did it, boys. I refrained from pissing her off.
Hey, friends, what can we get for you?
We were hoping you could give us a little information.
Sure, but first, let's get you a drink. What'll it be?
Bears Winterini. Let's get her a subtle. No, I'm not gonna get her a subtle bitch. Maybe she'll be pissed off and shit. Let's get her a sunshine
Coming right
cloud.
up. I'll ask Gus if I don't know what it. He's better with the weird.
Yeah, we
This
went
one
over this.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Here you go. So, what did you need help with?
We've run into a roadblock in our search for Hayden.
Word on the street is that he's gone missing, which I'm sure you already know. What can I do?
Yes. An informant of ours needs secure transportation out of the city, but we don't have any contacts who would be able to get us an untraceable car. Jess mentioned that you used to engage in certain extra-legal activities. Perhaps you could point us towards someone who could help?
He doesn't do that kind of stuff anymore.
Right. Sorry, friends. I left that life behind a long time ago. Don't really keep in touch with that crew anymore.
Ah, of course. Completely understandable. Sorry to bother you then.
Well, no harm in asking, right? My reputation precedes me.
Don't let it go to your head.
Gus, I need to go to the back and gather up stuff to restock for the rush later on. Mind manning the bar for me?
Take your time. I think I can keep things under control.
Thanks. Love you, hun.
Well, that leaves us at a dead end. Any ideas on how we should proceed? Some nose-to-the-ground journalist techniques for finding leads?
Maybe there's another way out?
That's a thought. Perhaps the light rail, or a ship. Let me run a quick meshnet search. No, I don't think that will work. Parallax themselves designed the operating system that runs the light rail. Remaining unobserved while right under the nose of the railway security system would be difficult, if not impossible. As for a ship, we'd run into the same problems as with a car.
Right.
They aren't hooked into the CTOS, but they do use active GPS guidance for automatic destination control. We'd have to find a way to remove it from the grid. Unlikely.
Maybe we could find an old manually driven car?
That's not the worst idea. I don't think it would get noticed as long as the car had the appropriate registrations. But the permits to operate a manual vehicle are prohibitively expensive. A casual collector might still maintain one, but only a wealthy hobbyist would have the appropriate stickers to make the car roadworthy. We'd have to do a B&E, as Chad put it before. Risky.
Right.
No. Okay, the two of you are killing me here. Look, don't tell Majid about this.
Alright, well, Gus got
But
something.
Here.
What? Whoa!
What is this, Gus?
It's an automated vehicle maintenance scanner with a few less than standard upgrades. When you circumvent its security codes, you can use it to scan a car's installed firmware and replace it with a new set that will spoof its presence on the city's network. That's the gist of it, but we don't have time to get into any specifics. You need to get the hell out of here with that before Majid gets back.
Right. Why the urgency?
Look, Majid has done a lot to turn his life around, to turn my life around. I really respect that about him, and it's part of why I fell in love with him. He did what I was never able to. That's how we met, you know? That old rough and tumble life we both led. But when Stardust struggled and needed money fast, I had to get back in the game to keep us afloat for a few years. I told him it was all angel loans, donations from patrons, lots of things. He'd be heartbroken if he found out I'm still in the game. I had to do whatever I could to keep our new life, even if only one of us is really living it. I may as well give this thing to someone who wants to use it for good, too.
I can't tell you how much we appreciate this, Gus. We might finally be on our way to solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, you didn't get it from me, okay?
Right.
Just get out of here and get on with your little Grand Theft Auto. And let me know how it goes, okay?
Of course.
Alright, well. No!
Well, now I think we're cooking with gas, as the colloquialism goes. I'm searching the mesh for instructions on how to use this device as we speak. Let's go look for some likely candidates. I should be ready by then.
Alright, well, before that, we should head back inside.
Welcome.
I was gonna get her a drink, but I completely forgot about it.
Hey, friends.
I like a drink.
What are you having? Coming right up.
Yeah, skip. Just skip the damn thing.
Sorry about stealing.
Sounds good.
Here you.
I gave you what you wanted, right? Huh. Actually did it, huh? Well, you scored a point. But don't think I don't have enough cuties around who can handle that. You've got more important things to be doing. Get a move on.
Right. This car be a candidate?
Oh, rats! This car has the wrong firmware installed. We won't be able to install our new firmware over top of it. We'll have to check another car.
Right. Maybe Market Street has one? No, here. That one's purple. That has to be it.
Oh no! How did the alarm get set off? Did I do something wrong?
Shit.
Let's get out of here before someone contacts the authorities.
Alright, well, I guess let's go talk to, them two first. I think we should honestly go to Flores before going to
Maybe
Fairlight.
we should ring the bell first?
Because Fairlight does seem like a shady character. Right, ring the bell.
Hello, Pat. Could we see Melody? I guess that means yes?
Turing, I'm not saying I don't like seeing your little pixelated face. You're certainly better company than most of the humans I have to deal with. But I am a busy woman, you know? Lots to do.
Right.
Right, Pat? Traitor. Anyway, maybe we should space these little visits out a good bit further. Familiarity breeds contempt, after all. And I'm very good at contempt.
I apologize, Aunt Melody. You've stated before that you like your peace and quiet, but we need your assistance.
Oh, we're running with the aunt thing, are we? Another woman would tell you not to butter her up, but oh, flattery will get you everywhere with me.
Alright.
Alright? What do you need?
Well, yeah, that.
I can only imagine. If he's willing to turn coat on Parallax, I bet he feels like a mouse in a cat farm. I know they don't actually farm cats, Pat. It was a metaphor. Whatever, it was a simile then. I am not going to play semantics with you. Moving on. Tell me what the trouble is, and I'll try to conjure up a solution.
Shit, I can be a dick. I'll be a dick to her, why not?
Adorable. You must think you have quite a bite. Not as good as Pat's. Or mine, for that matter. I've been destroying people my entire life, and I've got a few more years of it yet. Keep trying, though. Practice makes perfect.
Alright, well, she was okay with it, I guess. I don't know.
Mr. Mensa says he needs 100,000 credits before he's willing to speak openly. He also said that you already promised it to him, and that he won't be able to get out of the city without it. He'll give us the information once we have that, plus a few other things I'm certain we can get on our own.
What? You can't even scrape together that kind of money?
Bruh.
Your friend's not much of a journalist, eh, Turing?
According to the statistics that I have found, it is unlikely that a journalist of any caliber less than the best would have that amount of liquid assets on hand. The pay for the profession just isn't that high, Aunt Melody.
Oh, I see. I guess it's one of those jobs people do because they get free review merchandise, eh?
I could always sell ninja assassin androids instead.
A spirited return! I love it. I can get you the money, Turing, but only because you're family. Just give Pat a few minutes to gather it. Yeah, just keep moving, you big brute. While we wait, is there anything else you want to grill me over? Might as well save us both another visit.
How smart is Pat really?
Smarter than I give him credit for, that's for sure. It's not the easiest thing in the world to measure, you know?
Right.
He doesn't process language in the same way humans do, and even if he can understand me, my translation program just guesses at what he says most of the time.
Oh, you have a translator running from your neural implant.
Ah, yes, I'm cheating. Though, honestly, Even without it, I have a pretty good idea of what he means most of the time. We've been together for a while now. Considering it only really works on large, typically predatory mammals, we don't have a lot of test subjects. It's a minefield of ethical concerns beyond just being prohibitively expensive.
Right.
So Pat is a bear apart. At least until we can figure out how to apply the modified neural pathways without frying the brains of 90% of the subjects. The tech we developed is good. It just has a damned high mortality rate. Maybe one day there will be a bunch of talking tigers and dolphins building cities in the sea, but for now, we're stuck with creating beasts out of our own species.
Maybe Turing has something to ask?
I do. It's a little personal, though. I'd understand if you didn't feel like answering.
Just shoot, Turing. I can take it.
Long ago, you lost your mother. I was wondering, how did you deal with it? Hayden's only been gone for a few days, and I already feel like my circuits are going to lock up for good.
Oh, Turing, I'm not the right person to ask. I hated my mother. She's everything I thought wrong in the world, and when she was gone, I felt nothing but relief that I could start undoing the damage she did. Never mind the fact I had to watch her waste away from the cancer. Death was a blessing for us both. Besides, you'll find Hayden soon. Keep your chin up.
Oh. Blast it! Enough with this subterfuge! We already know Hayden was killed.
Oh, no.
I won't be getting him back.
I'm sorry, Turing. I still don't know what to tell you. I've lost people, but never anyone close enough to wound me. I don't know that I've ever had anyone close enough to do that. If you feel like talking about it, I'm willing to listen. Or make Pat do it anyway.
Thank you. I don't know.
Stick it out. Time heals all wounds. Or so they say. This too shall pass.
We're short on time. I don't want to be a dick to her and tell her that, you know, she's alone with a bear.
Oh, just in time then. Take the cash and get moving. I can finally get back to whatever it was I was doing before you burst in here.
Right, absolutely
Thank you,
nothing.
Aunt Melody. Your help has been invaluable to us.
Yes, yes. Brown nose later. You've got things to do too.
Right. Well, let's take our leave.
I did not think I would feel such a strong resonance with Melody. We're connected by the barest of threads, but she is already important to me. Is that strange?
There are stranger things, yeah. There are definitely stranger
I guess there's
things.
nothing to do but run with it.
Right.
Some gifts are too valuable to look at too closely, lest they vanish into thin air, and I already have a penchant for overanalyzing things. Let's get moving. We still have things to do before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa. Detective Rivers, to what do we owe the pleasure?
I wanted to check in with you away from the prying eyes of my corporate masters.
Right.
It wasn't too hard to track you down here. Only took a slight abuse of power to follow your credit transactions in the AutoCAD system. Not much. Listen, I've hit a dead end on the investigation again, and I could really use another lead from the two of you.
Well, shit.
I had been busy hunting down I'm not sure if I want to call him a soldier of fortune or an assassin for hire. Either way, I tracked this guy down to see if he might have been hired by Parallax to snatch Hayden, but he's got an ironclad alibi for the relevant period of time. That leaves me with nothing. Nada. Jack diddly shit. Do the two of you have anything to give me? Otherwise, I'm back to hunting down the froyo-hating robot ghost in the park. At least my superiors would be ecstatic, considering how much they keep riding my ass about it.
We're on thin leads ourselves, Detective Rivers. We have a meeting with someone from inside Parallax who might be able to give us answers, but he's unlikely to want to talk to the police. I just wish this... Never mind.
Right.
Buck up, Turing. I wish this was easier too. But with detective work, sometimes it's not about being clever. It's just about being more dogged and relentless than whoever you're chasing. You two are my new deputies, right? So keep your nose to the ground and keep digging. I still have a few contacts I can hit up to try finding out a little more.
Right.
You let me know if there's anything else I need to be going after. Yeah, sure. Just get going. Don't forget, if you die, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Okay then, we only have a single lead. If Parallax really is as shady as Vincent seems to suspect, it could end up very interesting. Let's see if we can put an end to this. Finally. Oh, I just received an email from Tomcat. They finished decrypting Hayden's data cache. It seems that it was filled mostly with his personal logs about my creation and mental development. The more technical information was already scraped. Perhaps that is why it was left behind when they snatched him.
Right.
Still, these files should be enlightening, if only in a personal way. I'll peruse them in my spare time and let you know if I find anything interesting. I'd hate for all the trouble we went to be for nothing.
Oh, well, we still need a car to jack. So let's head back to here and try to jack the red car.
This car has old enough firmware, but its maintenance system is screaming a half-dozen critical alerts. I'm not sure this vehicle is in good enough shape to go anywhere very far. We'll have to look for one in better condition.
Oh, where else? Market Street might have one? Right, there's one right there.
Success! This vehicle has the appropriate firmware version.
Should have guessed it would be Market Street.
Someone has been neglecting their regularly scheduled updates. Give me a moment to get everything installed. There. There are some other options here I can fool around with. Ah, interesting. I can put in preset destination plans for a future date. Why don't we go ahead and set a plan for the car to return to this spot in a week? That's more than enough time for Mr. Mensa to get away. Now we aren't really stealing the car. More like borrowing without asking.
I feel better already.
Me too. The car will drive itself to Golden Gate Park, and we can show Mr. Mensa where it is when we meet him. There, everything should be set up now.
Not sure if that came out how I would like
Mr.
it
Mensa
to
is
be.
waiting for us at Golden Gate Park.
Meant it in more of a sarcastic way, but sure. Let's go with
We
that.
have everything he requested, so we should head back there directly.
Alright, well, let's go do that.
Hey, did you manage to get everything?
We did. Here you go, Vincent.
Everything seems to be in order. Here. This disc has all of Hayden's research notes, data collation algorithms, and probably lots on your creation, Turing. It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon, until she added an amendment while you were out. Frankly, it's no skin off my back. Here. It's my Parallax employee badge. It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed. You'll want to use that sooner rather than later.
Right.
I'm not wasting any time leaving, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. There's no way Hayden's clearance still works. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this country. The credit should tide me over until the heat dies down and I liquefy my shares through some relays.
What about the big project you mentioned earlier?
Ah, I suppose I owe you that much. Buckle up. This could get heavy.
Right.
Parallax is about to launch a new service they're calling Big Blue. At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys will come up with for the public.
They haven't named their project yet?
They're not even announcing the launch. This shit is dead quiet. Let me explain why. It's a distributed intelligence.
What?
Like, okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile. They didn't pull Hayden into the project. He's smart, but he's immune to corporate politics. As a result, Big Blue is far less elegant than anything Hayden would make. It lacks his artistry, and it's downright terrifying. It squats on the mesh like a spider and uses the spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing. It doesn't have much personality, but it's very smart. Big Blue is going to be embedded directly into the network and then self-modified to apply even more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Look, if you access every ROM, then you have access to every human and every bit of their own personal data associated with them.
Shit, that is a nightmare. That's a privacy nightmare. That sounds like something Google would fucking do. Jesus. Why would Parallax be worried about enough to get rid of Hayden?
I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way. And this is just me putting the pieces together. Hayden was about to publish his creation of Turing.
Right.
His findings, as I'm sure you're aware of, would have raised many moral and ethical questions about the advent of machine intelligence. I mean, some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, and the list goes on. The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more so. Parallax is banking on being able to launch Big Blue quietly and quickly before the public has a chance to react, before any counter-movement can pick up steam. Every eye on the discovery of machine intelligence works against Parallax. Every new discovery only serves to paint Big Blue as more controversial, more dangerous. Honestly, they probably pressured Hayden to drop his research so that they could keep the public away from the subject. He clearly refused.
How did Parallax know about Turing?
I'm only assuming they found out. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time. He kept a trusted few of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff. Both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal down that road. I wouldn't be surprised if word of it got up to the board and made him nervous. Is the possibility that someone on the inside talked too far-fetched?
I knew it all along. Hayden fell into trouble because of my existence.
That's not what I want your takeaway to be. Hayden wasn't working on Big Blue. Knowing him, your creation might have been his clever way to stop it.
How will Big Blue impact Parallax business?
I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, The company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day. When Big Blue launches, it'll handle all of that by itself. And there are shadier applications for it. I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries in the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants? The potential for abuse is staggering. We're talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services. That's something like 80% of the market. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, even influence public opinion. All just by asking Big to do it. It's scary stuff. Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go to pretty significant lengths to make sure it works. Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes. We haven't talked much, but I do believe you can find Hayden. I hope his research notes help you out. Be sure to let Turing help. She's a bright little bot.
Oh, so it's a she, alright. You called Turing a she?
Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's previous experiment, Grace.
Oh, okay.
She was very insistent on things like that.
I've been meaning to ask Turing, since she asked me, how would you like to be addressed?
Well, honestly, I don't think I've made my mind up yet. I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive that gender as a human concept can be applied identically to machine, but I do enjoy the idea in abstract.
Right.
I will continue to consider how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel. If I had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate. Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue?
I'm blue,
Oh my god. I'm listening to a machine postulate on how it wants to be referred to, like us. What have you done indeed, Hayden? Good luck to both of you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensa.
Adios.
I need a few minutes.
How can I help?
I've been going through some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know Hayden better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, I'm finding that I like him less and less.
Oh.
For example, remember the earlier prototype Dr. Fairlight and Vincent mentioned? Her name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use. Too... likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy. She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more. But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact. I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just... nice.
Oh shit.
I wish I could have met her. I think we would have learned from each other.
So is that what the ROM pieces are in his apartment?
Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he once they meet me just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden? Not clinging to normativity? Or is it a product of his effort to curb any nascent similarities I had with Grace during my upbringing? I wish I could yell at him for being so arrogant, playing God in the crudest of ways. You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him. This all seems so inane, so senseless. They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such an insignificant reason. I just want him back. It's impossible, but it's what I want. I'd do anything.
I don't want to encourage that kind of... I won't say... it is normal, but I don't know. Outright saying it, it's just... I don't feel like it's a good thing. Let's go with this.
Of course. Thank you. We have other pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on.
Right. Oh, that's another chapter done.
Okay, let's check out what is going on at KCOB now.
Oh, so we can take both leads on? Huh. Maybe not. We'll see. Alright, well... That's gonna be it. That's gonna do it for this part of 2064. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.